Alright everybody, we are back with Floodlands. This is gonna be kind of interesting part of the playthrough because I'm just kind of waiting now. Part of me also wonders if I should just smash this canal. I don't know if it's actually doing us a solid or not. I think I will. The more I think about, the less I actually want this canal to be here. Oops. Maybe it was helping. Okay. Emergency. Let's let's let it run for a half minute. See if this flood water. I don't know how it got around. See, I can't see anything because it's nighttime. Wow, a lot of flood water. Okay. I didn't really expect that. Anyway, the reason why I don't know if it's actually helping us is it seems that it's guiding the water towards us. Like just looking at the terrain, if we go here, like the water's filled up to a little bit less than this line here. And I don't know if the canal was actually doing us a favor. Maybe it was. Maybe it was, and I just screwed things up. Let's see here. I want to move before we run out of sewage. I want to move this kind of up here. I think it'll be a little bit better. Some pipes. Pipe. Power, smash all that. I'm gonna try it. I hope I'm not making a big mistake now. I feel like I made one mistake already by putting in this canal because it kind of attracted the water to this area, and I wanted to get the water to go away. And now I'm thinking, really, we've run, you know, the coal power plant. Wow. Okay, let's get another power plant. I'll just put it up on this hill like so, and hopefully once the sewage starts working, these guys will be a little less unhappy. Yeah, okay. And we should continue to spread out, like always build the cheap roads, because we still need more population, because we still need to expand to the next tile. This isn't going to last the full amount of weeks, even with like the little like flood protection we put in. Right, we can probably get rid of this now. I'll need to add pipes. Yeah, let's do that. Where should the pipe be? About there. Well, actually, it could be a little further even, because it doesn't. You don't need to get water underneath the road. So that'll be pretty much the furthest we expand here, though. Ooh, a lot of water from smashing up the... I can't even see it, though. That's so weird. Oh, wait. Are they just out of water? Oh, I need another... That's what's going on. Okay. Hopefully that will fix things. It says water availability. Okay. It's on the slowest setting, that's why it's taking a long time. Let's speed that up because, well, we ought to, right? Yeah, it's starting to lap at the sides of this flood. Oh, it's going right underneath. That's what's weird to me. Shouldn't the flood wall prevent that? Maybe not. It doesn't matter though, we got our next like 2 kilometer, and we can expand. Very good. I think at this point, we're pretty set, scenario-wise. I'd like to pay off the loans if possible. Just, it'll be like, it'll mean we save more. The budget will be a little better for the future. And now, like, you just continue to buy along the highway. That was the problem I had when I first started playing. Is if I had bought this land and then this land, no way to connect a highway to it. I mean, you could go around this bowl, I suppose, but it wouldn't be great. Yeah, you just follow the highway down, and you should be able to make do with just the 3 tiles. Remember, you can't go more than 5, or more than 4, so I think this is the last tile we need to buy, though. And so we will we'll expand up into the mountains here, and that should keep us safe. As, like, eventually our little flood wall will fail and everybody will drown, but as long as they make it for, you know, enough weeds. Oh, I see. I put it, I guess, because I want to have as much. Yeah. Okay. Like so. It's funny. These dirt roads are making me a little nostalgic. And why is that? Well, when I was a child, every summer. So we had a really, like, so I've talked to some people who've had like a miserable time with the Boy Scouts. But I had a fantastic time. The reason why was because our Scoutmaster was one of my best friend's dads. And wait, did I just put down another water? I guess we will need it anyway, so that's okay. It was a blast. Basically, every summer I would head up to, I think it was called Camp Brevard. It's Central Florida. And, you know, it's like I learned to be a lifeguard there. It was so much fun. Like, and just basically me and my best buddies all hang out in the woods, like cutting our fingers open. Like, I swear, there's one. So what do I mean by that? Well, we like, when you're Boy Scouts, one thing you do a lot is you sit around campfire and try to carve, like, whittle sticks. I don't know why people do that. We just do. Oh, my mouse is driving me nuts. It's getting older, and it'll do this, like, random clicky thing, and it's kind of a disaster. How are we doing in terms of the water? Yeah, I think the canal is actually hurting us and not helping. But oh, look at this. It's going to overrun our defenses fairly soon. So hopefully this builds out and all that. But yeah, like, there was one summer where we all, like, every single one of us ended up slicing open our thumbs trying to, like, whittle on sticks. And I mean, it was fine. Like, you know, we survived it, but it was also at the same time kind of just, every single parent was like, why did all of them end up getting, like, their hands cut open and all that? But no, like, our scout leader, it was two guys. It was the assistant scoutmaster was another friend of mine's dad, and like, it was basically like spending the weekend with all my best friends out in the woods, and we had such a good time. Just in general, like, it was cool. And like, you know, there's a lake and everything. But anyway, the reason why the dirt roads remind me of that is, well, there was a bunch of dirt roads. That's like the whole story. But yeah, I learned how to, like, shoot skeet, and oh, we want to go a little bit further, don't we? Just gonna expand it in this area. Maybe not the best decision in terms of this potentially becoming useless land sooner rather than later, because I think the water is coming. So far this has held it back, but it is coming. That's as much as I'm going to build this. Just because we could use a little bit more industry section. And it doesn't matter if it gets polluted, because we're going to abandon it anyway. Now my plan here, you see how this, like, rocky terrain, and then it's cut off a little bit for the highway to go through? Well, I am going to smash this section completely and just, like, rebuild the town up in this rough, higher terrain. And then build a big flood wall straight across here. And I think that will hold back the flood as long as we need it to. Probably accelerate time, and I'm going to pop a couple more parks just to encourage people to move in. And it looks like I need more sewage treatment now. Just connect it here. Should be fine on power, but I did see... No, I guess we don't have... Well, electricity availability. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another one? Really? I just built another one. Wow. Okay. Are they actually operating? 40 megawatt. Operating normally, okay. Sure. Also, why aren't you doing enough? You have garbage collection. I'm confused. Maybe traffic's too bad and they can't get to everything? Uh-oh. It's gone past the flood wall a bit, hasn't it? Well, okay, building this up and out was probably not the greatest plan in the universe. But, whatever, you know. But yeah, it's funny how it sticks with you, right? Like, whatever, like, the stuff you do in your childhood, like, you just... You know, the nostalgia is real, and, oh, I see what happened, so it's going over the top now. Do we build another line of defenses? I don't think so. I think we're just going to let this flood. We'll keep the wall, because it will still function a little bit to hold things back, but eventually all this will be underwater, too. If we look at... topography, yeah, it looks like it's spreading up into this section now, so all of this we're going to have to sort of abandon and start migrating up here where it's even higher. Worst comes to worst, we'll also buy this land, but I don't think we'll need to. If we go to, it was under milestones, right? Our goals, I don't know, we're only a fourth of the way through our time. So we might need to think about, like, trying to build on this third tier, which is starting to get a little rough in terms of terrain. But remember, like, the wider it gets, the longer it takes to rise. So we do have time. I'm have to, like, it's tempting to kind of, like, try to build a hydroelectric power plant somewhere around here. But that would mean buying a tile that we probably can't make much use out of, and I don't know how great it would be in terms of actually generating I don't think it would hold anything back, because the flood water would just continue to pour around the edges. So it's an interesting thought, though. You need electricity, huh? I think might grow fast enough to fulfill that need. Let's do this, because that's some tax dollars we could be collecting. How are we in terms of healthcare? Fire safety is crime's fine. Schooling, yeah, we could get another elementary school. That'll encourage people to move in. I actually need like a third one. There you go. On high schools. Yeah, let's get a high school as well. It's the only reason I'm building schools is because it encourages people to move into the area, and it increases the land value. I do have to watch the budget, but our budget's pretty solid right now. I am going to get a recycling center going because it seems like we aren't doing much for garbage collection at this point. And finally, we can start getting rid of these. It seems, yeah, now it's flooding completely, so we don't need these roads anymore. Alright, let's stop, because now I can't see anything. How if we go to water? So they lost their power. I wonder why. Should have lots of power. Wow, really? How am I using this much electricity? That's madness to me. The other thing is I should just relocate this park. Put it up here. I can't. There's one problem with nighttime. You literally can't see anything. Completely blind here. I think there's a road. I can't even see the roads. Okay, well, we will just have to wait, I guess. And of course, all the sewage water is collecting right on this side and not like on. It'd be nice to be on the other side so we can pump fresh water and drink it, but nope. I don't think there's any way to avoid that, if I'm being honest. Because there's nowhere you can feasibly put the sewage, keep it away from the town. Yeah, I can see that road, it's just that I can't see it. Oh well, I'll just wait until daybreak and then I can deal with the messed up road. As for, we should do a little highway turnaround. I'm not there. We go on here, so I guess it's fine. Man, I don't know how our garbage pickup is so bad. I think I need another road like this. Make it a little bit easier for the garbage trucks to reach everybody. Here comes the water. And besides water, I had to step away for a second. Really, I'm running out of power. That's just bonkers to me. I have 4 coal stations now. That's really not enough? I've never really had that much issues with power before, but I guess I expanded really fast, so I haven't been able to get, like, ahead of it. Normally I don't, like, spam buildings like this, but you kind of have to. Hey, should we build some tourism? All the special roads we're not going to use, like all that stuff. Okay, well, we definitely could do with a fishing pier, am I right? Man, all right, busy town. Did that unlock the next tile? No. Oh, because we already unlocked it. Okay, where is the road? I can barely see it under there. Just a little bit. I just have to look for the little, like, flood symbol. Because there's no point to spending our budget on roads that are completely gone. So I will keep the flood wall, because it actually does reduce the water level a little bit, even if the water is over the top of it. But as you can see, now it's starting to rise quickly again because it's filled out. Once it gets to here, this mountain range, it can't rise on that side. It'll start rising on this side fast. So we do need to start building up into the hillside here. It's a little tricky because it's just not ideal terrain, but I shall endeavor to do my best. Just like put a little highway connection here. Yeah, the other thing we would go down, so Florida is, you know, obviously it was part of the Confederacy during the Civil War. And they still had Civil War reenactments. So, like, we would actually camp near, it was a lusty battlefield. And they would do, like, the big reenactments. I thought it was really cool because I'm a history buff. Like, I didn't, like, I wasn't all, like, cheering for one side or the other. I was more, like, interested because the people who ran the event had like a little museum they had set up with artifacts found on the location, and it's just kind of cool. Like, you could find like old bullets and stuff stuck in the trees, things like that. And obviously, like, if I'd lived, what's really interesting, like, I do have how they put some Confederates in the attic, so to speak. On my father's side, they were down in Alabama and Georgia and all that. And yeah, like, I had a great cloak on my father's side in the Civil War, but I mean, I guarantee if I had lived in that time, I would have been on Union. Like, slavery is an abomination. But really kind of interesting story is I wouldn't be alive today if it hadn't been for my great ×3 grandfather had a slave. And so this young man, my grandfather lost his, well, my 3-time grandfather, whatever you want to call it, G3 or whatever, he got his arm blasted off by a cannon shot. And obviously you bleed to death very quickly in that case. But what he did was he managed to stumble back to the campground, because, you know, they have like camps near the battlefield. Somehow didn't lose his consciousness, and he found one of the slaves and basically told the boy, okay, you get your arm up into my wound and you pinch the artery shut. And you stay there until the bleeding stops. And, you know, this kid did it. He basically stayed with my great-great-great-grandfather and kept him alive that way until finally the bleeding did stop. And he was able to survive because of, you know, that young black kid's efforts. And the sad thing is, so we know the story because we have a letter or a journal entry describing it. And we know that he lost his arm in battle because we later found a picture of his reunion. He went to the Citadel, and so the Citadel keeps track of, like, all of their people who went there. And in the Civil War reunion, he was the only one wearing a gray cloak. Like, they had their old uniforms. But, you know, he actually gave a speech, and he talked about how, you know, at the time he was young and stupid, and basically he was defending what he saw as, like, his family legacy and stuff. But later, and part of it was his experience of being saved by that young black boy, he did end up freeing his slaves before, like, it was, like, he freed him before like the end of the war even. I guess he saw like he saw that the writing was on the wall and that he's stopping a soldier and basically like he freed the young man and everything. And he gave a speech about how he was glad that the Confederacy had lost, and that the world was better because of it. Which was it was cool to read about, and they had a newspaper article about it. But yeah, you know, so it's just like it's an interesting thing to think about. Like, I wouldn't be alive today if it hadn't been for that young man, because my great grandfather on my dad's side hadn't been born yet. What happened was my 3 times great grandfather married really late in life. He was like 70 when he married a. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, he ended up marrying. He met a girl at church. They fell in love, and even though she was like in her late 20s and he was in his 70s, apparently they had a very happy marriage. And like, some people would be like, "Ew, that's gross," but like we have her journals too, and like you read them, and it's really interesting. She really did love him. Like he kept telling her, "Don't marry me, I'm too old." She's like, "No, like, you are a beautiful person, and I want you to be my husband." Because they had gotten to talking at a church function, and basically that's when she fell in love with him, and she chased him, basically. So yeah, it was like kind of crazy. My family history is nuts, but yeah, you know, I think about that, and like we try to locate, see, you know, if that young man had ever had any children, and we could do something like for his descendants, but like, we haven't been able to find them. So I don't know. Maybe one day, like, we'll be able to figure it out. But because, you know, we want to thank him for essentially saving our entire family lineage. But sometimes it's hard to do that kind of stuff, just because the records are so bad back then. All right, well, I'm gonna move. I should just move this switch instead of buying a new one, but we'll keep these. I think we need more. Like, we need all 4 of them anyway. So let's do that. I'll move you like here. Can I fit another one? Not quite. So I guess I'll put you way out here. But yeah, it's kind of nice to think about. But I guarantee, like, if you've had family in North America for a long enough time, and you go back in time, you will find like that some of your ancestors owned slaves and all that. It's kind of what breaks my heart is there was an opportunity early in the founding of the United States that they could have stepped back and said, no, slavery is wrong, let's not do it. And it basically came down to the Virginia state legislature. They had an indentured servitude, right? And that was a legal construct in colonial times, because that's how you kind of paid to your passage. You would agree to work for a certain number of years for someone who had funded you moving out to North America. And indentured servitude, people were fine with, because it's like, oh, you know, this is just, you're just, like, basically agreeing to work for a couple of years for somebody to pay off a debt, which, you know, that's fine. But what happened was, so the Virginia legislature, I forget who it was, but some, like, Portuguese guy showed up with slaves that he had from the Spanish colonies. And the way he sold it was, he said, like, no, these are indentured servants. And they had an opportunity right then and there to say, no, look, it's different when you own the person for life. Like, you have to give these, you know, black people rights, and you can't, like, do what you're saying, where you own them for your entire life, the humans. And very sadly, they came to the conclusion that it was okay to have a permanent slave status. And if that hadn't come to pass, like, slavery probably would not have been accepted in North America. But, you know, it was once again a case of people using a legal loophole to establish a pretty bad system. And you see that a lot. I don't know. Lawyers are useful to society, but when they're used for evil, like, a lot of bad evil can happen, you know, with legal cases. And I wish it wasn't the case. I wish that money and greed didn't rule justice as much as it seems to do. But okay, and let's make sure this is zoned, and we have pipes. Okay, let's zone it. It's already zoned. Cool. Just to encourage people to move in, I'm gonna build like another park. I said park. That should give good coverage. We'll move the schools and stuff up once they flood. Still having trouble picking up like our garbage. I'm not sure why. Like, I guess garbage processing is low. I'll put one in here. That might help. I shouldn't put it there because it's not zoned the right way. We'll put it here. Yeah. I didn't want that in a residential zone because of the pollution. And let's let it run. Now eventually I'm going to build a big seawall across here, and that will hopefully hold back all this. Yeah, it's filling up faster and faster because once it hits the mountains here, all the water is now once again going down here and affecting our... Okay, that's not good. We gotta move this already. Put it all the way back here. Actually, no. I want to put them over here. A bit further back, but over here seems appropriate. But, yeah, it's really interesting when you start digging around your history of the family and all that, like, what you'll find. That here. And we can. No point in paying for all that extra wiring. Let's go to pipes. Make sure there's power. And that I won't have to move that for a little bit of time. Maybe. Is this a house? This is a house, okay. Yeah, if we could somehow get water pipes like out here, we could suck up some of the water and instead of adding water to the system with this. But I don't think we really can. Alright. Let's get you some power. There. Similar thing over here. It'll grow and eventually fill out. Can I squeeze a line down here? Not quite. Water availability looking a little questionable now. Here comes the night. So I am pretty exhausted. I had a crazy weekend. My cousins came down, and that was a good time. But I could tell this is one of those kind of like real chill episodes where I'm just kind of like, yeah, this stuff happened and things, and you know, it's just because like, okay, you're always complaining about electricity. It's frustrating. And the moment I build this out here, like, you'll have stuff, yeah, it'll spread across and you'll be fine. Frustrating. Let's make sure we have like a lot of residential going on in case we need to move up even further. Let's get dragon drop there and oh cool, it's all already watered, so we will have to move some service buildings sooner rather than later. Now, why are you all like, oh, I never even built any pipes. Let's do that, because we can get some money out of these guys. Yeah, taxes just shot up. Very good. I hope the seawall can hold it off. I might do like multiple layers of it. Just because, but I think we got a lot of time. We might even, that's leisure. I wanted, oh, it's milestone. Milestone. Yeah. So if we look at our goals here, we're almost halfway through. Working our way up. One thing I might do is I might fast forward a bit because, let's face it, a lot of the scenarios waiting around. Which, I don't know if that's like the greatest use of our time. Okay, I'm getting an oil power plant now. I'll put it like here. Because the whole like, the coal plants and the wind power just aren't doing enough anymore. We watch the world slowly fill up. It's kind of interesting, right? Like I said, I don't love Floodlands. I think it's kind of a bogus scenario because it's so frustrating, but it is a little bit interesting just in how, like, if you like watching, like, if you like rubbernecking accidents or like just watching disasters unfold, it is like these people are slowly but surely like losing all sanity as the waters rise up. But yeah, what we're gonna do multiple things. I'm gonna raise the terrain. I'm gonna like dig a big ditch in front of here, and also have like a little flood wall. And I think that will hold things off long enough. Worst comes to worst, we'll buy up one of these mountains and try to like last on that. But I think we've got enough time. We can slowly watch all the trees drown. The other way to slow this down would be like go out here, like raise up a little island and put a whole bunch of water pumps on it and just drink the lake water as it comes in. That might be a possibility. Okay, stuff is happening with water again. What is happening here? I just don't have enough. Okay, let's make sure we do. We'll put an extra 2 in. Sewage is fine. What about power? Seriously? I just put in a super expensive... Oh, it needs water to run. And that should also fix our electricity. Yes, okay. I was getting annoyed by it. I'm like, why aren't you working? So we could buy one more tile. I don't think we will, unless we absolutely need to. Office zone. We don't need it. I mean, really, we're just trying to, like, last. Do I not have enough police? Okay, I think I'll get a bigger police station. That'll encourage people to move in and fix some of the crime rate, so. I do have to watch my budget. He says as he pops a bunch of expensive buildings. Let's wait for it to go back up a little bit further before I do that. I don't get why garbage is piling up so much. I have 2 recycling centers. I guess I need more, man. Maybe I'll get an incinerator. Incinerators seem to work a little better than recycling at boosting your garbage process. It's also something I can relocate. Well, I guess you can do that with recycling as well. The main drawback with recycling is it causes a lot of extra traffic in your city. I mean, it's nice to get all the free resources to sell, but... Oh, death care. Death care. Right, that is something we need here. You all can have a cemetery. Slope too steep. Totally forgot about death care. Fire safety is still an issue. Probably not enough high schools and stuff. I hesitate to build more schools because they can be a little expensive at times. Also, as the water floods, it means our needs will go down again, so... I hope the commentary is alright. I feel like in this kind of scenario, it's hard to come up with stuff to talk about. Just because it's really... We've done all we really can for it, and we're just kind of waiting it out at this point. It's one reason I'm tempted to do a little time lapse and get on to the next scenario, but at the same time... I don't know, maybe people want to see it live. So, let's look at our terrain. I do not want to buy any more tiles at this time. I think we're allowed... I did want to see milestones real quick, though. If we go here... Still got a lot of time. Let's see. You will lose... We can buy 1 more tile. So we might have to do that. And we can always take a look at our achievements. So my goal, like, long-term goal, I would love to get every single achievement, like 100% City Skylines, and also 100% Stellaris. Like, both are tricky. Like, there are things that'll make it hard to do, just that, but... Like the Galatron, like Stellaris has that. It's super annoying. Like, you know how it goes, right? Where you have it's just based on probability, and the odds are really low for a thing to happen. Like, those tend to be the worst scenarios. These are all kind of useless now, so we might as well smash them. Save ourselves the budget. Man, remember it was just lapping against the side here? Now look at it. It's really spread. These will probably stop functioning fairly soon. I'm gonna move them up to here. So much little adjustments over and over again. Alright, let's pause while I move this. Okay, hopefully all of them will fit up on this hill. Seems like they will. Alright, beautiful. And then just pipe. We can make them like that. While I'm here, let's smash up these pipes, because basically this whole section is going to drown anyway. We might as well clear it out while we're down here. I'll start emptying this landfill. And the reason why is if I don't empty it, I don't think I can get rid of it before the waters fill up. And I want to try to move it somewhere. Speaking of garbage, we still need more garbage processing, so why don't you go there? That'll give highway access, you can sell all the resources. I think that looks good. And if we hit B and start smashing stuff. I think I need a... Right. Glad I remembered. Probably get rid of this. And we'll keep that pipe for now because I need to empty the trash. Go here. Yeah, start emptying. And it's nighttime again, so I can't see jack. Well, it sounds like dog is going to start chirping and squeaking and being sad again. I love her. She's adorable, but I really want her to get over this fear of being alone. And I just, if anyone has any advice for helping a dog with separation anxiety, let me know. We've been trying stuff like, they say if you do like little rituals every time you head out, then the dog will know that you're coming back and they won't be so stressed. No, that doesn't seem to be really working, and it's not healthy for her to be so upset all the time. Whenever my mom has to head out, and I'm trying to help her, I don't know how to do it. So if there's any kind of advice, because like. I initially thought, well, I'm here, right? Why don't I pet her and stuff? But it doesn't work. Like, she doesn't care about me. In terms of, I mean, she loves me. Like, she loves getting pets and stuff, but she doesn't care about me in terms of it won't help her anxiety. She's anxious because her parent is gone. And so, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to help this dog get over her nervousness. And it's a little bit frustrating. It's just it makes me sad because I don't want her to be so sad, But like I said, like I tried, like, well, what if I tried to pet her and pay attention and all that? Surely she won't be sad. But no, she like you hear it. Like she'll come up and be like, meh, meh. And then I pet her and she'll hang out for a little bit, but she's squeaky and crying and upset. Anyway, like it doesn't help her. So I'd like to figure that out because it's not a good situation, like to have a dog that stressed out and that upset. I guess we'll just do like a little one here. Since we are at the edge of the map. But yeah, right now she's just kind of downstairs and pining away. Like, she's just kind of like watching the door, basically, hoping that my mom will get back. And that kind of come down to when she was a little puppy, my mom would like stuff her into a little carrier and always have her with her and stuff, but she's gotten too big for that, and so we can't really fix it now because she's so used to always being around my mom that whenever my mom has to head out somewhere, it really upsets the dog. And I mean, we've been trying stuff like I said, like supposedly you can train dogs to just understand that, oh, I'll be coming back, and like we've been doing techniques for that. Doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know. But yeah, if you hear, howling or upset, that's what's going on. She's not hurt or anything. It's just she's sad because her devoted parent is out shopping. So, all right, and all these are, you can now see the roads, and I'll delete them because you wouldn't be keeping them around anyway. And I need to encourage people to move into the parts that aren't flooded. That way I don't have to pay money for all of this road either. And with less people here, it means that maybe we can empty our trash faster. With all these abandoned houses. They drowned. I probably shouldn't be laughing about that, but I am. Let's see here. So we've got... This is the line that I'm going to like build across. So at a certain point we'll have to like smash some things in order to... We should probably do that now, actually. It's filling up so quickly that I need to have the wall ready. Let's look at topography and figure out where are the weak points. So here, you come through, obviously here, and here. So I'm going to just, at first, part of me is wondering, do I buy this tile so I can build that up and make it safe? Or do I buy this tile because it's got this high terrain I could build a little town on and survive for the last couple of weeks if I need to? Excuse me. Let's look at how close are... So, we are getting there, but I'm not sure that we will be safe where we are built. Because if you look at the topology... Once it fills up here, which it's already kind of doing, the next step will be this altitude. And that means we're going to be losing most everything. Like the big worry is losing the highway access. Because if we lose that, I don't think, I think the city kind of like starts to shrink and die because new people can't move in. So we need to protect that highway access somehow. I'm thinking raising the terrain, maybe lowering it a bit over here. Like way out here, we could scoop some out and make it deeper. So let's do that. Let's actually... Alright, we'll go to level terrain. We'll use like a medium-sized brush. We'll just kind of spread this out. Just to build like an earthen dam. I think this will help hold it back. There we go. Try to make it look as aesthetically pleasing as we can. Now the one scenario I'm wondering about is going to be, there's this one where you have to survive a bunch of tsunamis. And the trouble with that one is it's basically survive a bunch of tsunamis and then get to like 200,000 population. And the only way to do it is to slowly drain the land by like building these earthen dams and then sucking the water out of places. and then you can build on the drained terrain. But I remember trying to unlock it on my old computer, and it takes so long. So I'm not so sure about that one. I'm literally thinking it might be like a time-lapse thing where I don't exactly show the whole process, something, because it is a bear. It does. It takes like probably dozens and dozens of hours to pull off, and that, I think it'd be kind of not a great Let's Play based on it just like taking so long. It's no longer entertaining. Alright, not enough soil. You know what that means. Go here and lower this area. And by lowering it here, we will hold back the floodwater a bit. It's right in the middle of this lake, making it deep, dark, and spooky as we can. Alright, too much soil. And that, yeah, you can see the water like went down a little bit. Probably not enough to save this section of the town, but it's something. Go back to... Now at this point, I'm thinking we cut off the highway here, abandon these properties, and build like a big wall going across. That's my thought process. It looks so silly. Just because, like, it's following the road, so it's like this weird straight dongle sticking out. Not enough soil? Oh, I wonder where we can get some. Actually, we can leave it on level at this point, and we right-click right in the middle of this hole. That'll get us more soil again. The deeper this lake is, the less it can flood. So we're taking it right down to bedrock there. Too much soil. It's nighttime again, so I can't see anything. Stretch. Yeah, like my cousins came over for the weekend. Like, we're all vaccinated now, so we can like actually see family again. That's the other reason. Like, we've had our grandma come down, and it's been a pretty good month. Honestly, after over a year of being quarantined out in the countryside, I basically fled to the old family house. Yeah, so my COVID story, basically I was in college, and they closed the school, went online for everything, and I just ended up moving back in with my mom. And we're living out in our old, we live kind of a little bit far out in the country, so, it's a pretty quiet, sleepy area. We were able to kind of just stay quarantined, and occasionally, like every week, we would have food delivered, and that was that. Like, we were good at that point. But I did want to see if gosh, the only trouble I have with night is it's really, really hard to tell exactly what's going on. Are you almost 54% full? Man. I'm going to add some more garbage, because we can move these things, and it'll help to empty. I need the garbage processing stats to be higher, basically. Still need more. Wow. I don't know what it is. It seems like this town, though, is like, it's using more stuff than an ordinary town would. Like, I've never had to build, like, this many incinerators and junk. It just seems, like, unfair. Oh, space area occupied by what? Weird. Not enough money. Okay, let's not use up all our money. Yeah, because the garbage is getting bad, and we gotta deal with that. It might be an issue of they're having trouble because the roads are starting to flood. I really want this to get emptied before the water reaches it, which might be difficult to pull off. I'm gonna add more roads just around here. Up. Let's face it, it is gone. Yeah, the scary thing is, like, this scenario is probably going to be realistically a real one. Like, so, you know, I basically, I live in South Carolina, and in the region called the Maritime Forest, and it's, we've already had issues with rising sea levels a bit. Oh, I think it was too late. Like, yeah, the building's flooded. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to be paying for running this. Yeah, they just actually recently had to build a new bridge because, like, we're out in marshland and stuff, and it's flooding. But that's just, like, the old family property, I guess. We'll see what happens with it. I do think, though, like, we had, like, a lot of trouble with some of the hurricanes that have been through, like Irma. And my worry is it's just going to get worse and worse as time goes by. Like, basically, like, it'll end up being, like, every time there's a storm, like, we have massive flooding. And that's just going to... Let's move the medic clinic. Eventually, like, our property will just sink beneath the water. And I'm kind of hoping that we sell it before that happens, but I also think the window of opportunity to sell low-lying property is closing. And I brought it up with my family and basically said, guys, we gotta be thinking about selling this, you know, this land before people are no longer going to be willing to buy it. And no one's listening to me. It's not that they're climate deniers, it's that, like, I don't know. You know what it is? When you have a place that you love, that's been in the family for like 2 generations now, it's hard to admit that it's not going to be around for another generation. And sadly, that's just, it's the reality of things. Like, the land we're on is going to be below sea level by 2050, guaranteed. I think we'll have serious issues with flooding well before that. I think late 2030s is probably the last opportunity we're going to have to kind of, like, maybe move the property and sell it to somebody. But after that, I think that the flooding will make insurance too expensive, and folks won't want to live where we live. And then I don't know, like it seems like we're heading into some tough times. I think as like the family, because like a lot of our all kind of the generational wealth comes from having this, you know, nice place out in the countryside that the land value has gone up and all that. And I don't know if we'll be able to continue to maintain that going forward into the future. So I don't know, it's a worry of mine. My brother's fine because he's booked it. He lives in a different state now. So, but you know, my cousins, like we all kind of live like right around this, almost like a homestead situation, and I don't know. I'm kind of worried for all of our futures. Just if we don't like move further inland. At the same time, I'm not sure where we want to live because, you know, we love water sports. We love kind of cat's out back, Charleston. We're near Charleston, and like the restaurant scene and all that. It's just kind of, it's really nice, and we're gonna miss it. But yeah, Charleston is a beautiful. By the way, have you ever well, at least in the short term, Charleston is a beautiful place to live. Long term, it's going to be underwater. They don't have the money to build a seawall big enough to keep the city from flooding, and it already, like when it rains in downtown Charleston, it's underwater for like a week straight. It's crazy. Like anytime we get like a fairly big storm moving through Charleston, you're kayaking down Main Street. So I suspect that. All right, I want to get away from these power plants as well. So let's pause. I'm going to demolish them because I want to switch over to oil or nuclear or something a little bit better than what these are. Building is not empty. Yep, we're stuck with it. Shoot. Womp womp. And it will never empty because it no longer has street access. That's a shame. We should also look at piping. Yeah, because the pipes are all over the place too. But yeah, when Irma went through, like we had no drinking water and no it basically destroyed the city. Like it took almost 2 months to like feel normal again. And I'm worried that Irma was like a near hit. It kind of went north, like it pushed out more to the ocean than people expected. So if we had a direct hit like how Hugo was nowadays, with like the sea levels being higher, I suspect Charleston would have be devastated. They're already having serious problems though, like downtown. Because the peninsula was built out, it used to be like really high land, but it's not high land anymore, and so it's every time we get a serious rain moving through, and we get them every day of the summer, basically. You can basically expect that downtown Charleston will be practically underwater for a good day or two afterwards. It rains, but I don't know. At a certain point, it's going to stop draining. And realistically, the people running the city are idiots. Just straight up the stupidest people you ever meet. The mayor and stuff. Like he's a climate denier. He's convinced that we'll be able to build seawalls big enough to stop like the flood, but then he's not like willing to actually fund any actual seawall building. So it's like, I don't know, like at a certain point you gotta admit that your current your current political parties have kind of failed to do anything about climate change and to protect the people. And you gotta wonder, like, is it maybe it's time for a new political order to emerge in America? Oh, I should probably actually get the power like I talked about getting before everyone panics. Just put you here. I think that'll be enough. Yes. Barely, but it is enough. Alright. Where are all these buildings whining about water and stuff? I think my sewage is still set up. Look at this little random pipe. Sewage should be okay for now because it's pretty high up there. I mean, it's hard to tell at night, but it's up on this hill, which I think will be okay for a while. I would love to start drinking the water, though, instead of contributing to the flooding by pulling groundwater up. So what I'm thinking is let's get rid of these sewage because we got water treatment plants now. So let's actually treat our water and reduce the amount of pollution we're putting out into the environment. Because we might be able to dilute things enough. Oh, I do have eco water outlets though, so let's do those. As high up as we can. If we wait a minute, this will go down and then we can like figure it out. Okay. What if I do that? Yeah. Get really high up here because the higher I build it, the longer it will last. These are a little expensive, so. Okay. Go to pipes. But I mean, realistically, like I said, I grew up in Florida, and I suspect that I will live to see the state of Florida disappear. So it's painful to see my childhood. Like, you know, I grew up in, well, I don't know. I always worry about, like, identity theft, but, I grew up in northern Florida, basically, and, I'm convinced that it will no longer exist in the future. Because, like, I looked at the sea level charts and everything, and yeah, it's going to be, probably get rid of this too. This way. Like, the whole thing will be underwater by like 2050, and I mean, I'm hoping I make it to 2050. I suspect, like, if I make it to 2050, I suspect I'm making it forever, because we are fast approaching the point where we can cure aging. Okay, we got all our electricity availability. Why are you whining about, oh, you don't actually have a water pipe? Okay, my bad. Put it like that. There you go. And part of it is COVID. So the COVID thing, what are you? You're just a random little lip thing. But, so the COVID vaccine is not a traditional vaccine. It is an ability to rewrite your DNA. It doesn't fully penetrate the nucleus, but what it does is it basically takes RNA and tells your cells, okay, here's the instruction manual for fighting off COVID. But the thing is, like, once you can do that, you can cure most any disease. Because you just, like, get an injection and you're telling the body, okay, well, here's what you need to do to not get malaria, or here's what you need to do to cure cancer. So I'm fully convinced at a certain point, they will use the technology we developed for COVID in order to basically tell the body, okay, here's how you repair your telomeres at the end of your DNA, the edge of your DNA. And once we can fully repair telomeres on the fly, you don't age. That's the main reason you age, is your cells have a programmed lifespan. Now the tricky part is, why do cells do this? Why do cells like only last a certain amount of time and then kill themselves? Well, it's because mutations can occur that cause cancer. So basically we have a situation where we have to figure out, hold on, I'm going to do something here. I am going to continue to, we might as well, right click and then drag, and yeah, we're going to like spread this out real nice. Get a super high wall and eat more soil so that we can continue to make an even bigger hole in the middle and continue to drive away the scary floodwater. So right click and yep, spread this out. You can probably zoom in, make it a little easier to see. But I'm fully convinced medicine will figure out how to stop aging before, if I don't die to something like an aggressive cancer or, I don't know, a heart attack, something like that. I fully expect, if I can make it like 2050, I will be able to survive to 2060, 2070, 2080, and every time I get like, okay, we gotta fix this, because it's gonna, basically, so the whole goal, right, is ooh, yeah, this is getting polluted too. Let's move this to a healthier location. How about right here? That way the water won't be all gross. Any other water towers? It seems like our sewage treatment isn't great here, so let's plop 2 more. It's because the eco ones have less capacity than the regular ones. Yeah, that's good. I think that was the only 2 water towers. Now, out of curiosity, if I go to pollution, yeah, I could start drawing water from here. And I think that might be a good idea. Because, yeah, the pollution, the current's starting to take it away. Look how much water is here now. Yeah. But the reason why I want to pump water is basically the water towers create water, right? They just kind of make more water. And what we really want is to have less water. And the best way to do that would be to be pumping water instead of the opposite. But I don't want to pump it from right here. I want to pump it from a little bit further up, so I'm going to do this. Go to canal. And we'll build, like, right on the edge of the map. Maybe it needs to be a little bit closer. Yeah. Build it down there. And then we can pump water out of this top part, because it should fill right up. And this way, like, we probably won't get a current pulling that poop water back up into here. I can't guarantee that 100%, but I don't know. It's a thing to try. So we should, we'll just kind of watch it and see. Yeah, the canal, like, this water will fill in momentarily, but once it fills up, we shouldn't have this current anymore. And once the current is gone, I guess we'll always have a little bit of current because we're pulling water in, which means this will eventually spread to here, but it won't for a while. So we'll see how that goes. Like, eventually, what we ought to do is get, like, oh, what building is this that's blinking? Is this, oh, the landfill. Yeah, we can't do anything about it. We can turn it off, I guess, and not actually pay for it, but we can't smash it. I probably should build some more, actual, like, housing and stuff up here. Mostly because I want to continue to fund our landscaping, which can add up in price. Okay, okay, that got a little awkward in shape, but I guess it's fine. I'll try to keep this. Yeah, like so. A little turnaround there too. Yeah, just extra funding and saving some money up. It's always a good thing. I don't know, like I would like the one thing I need to work on is I'm sure a lot of like gamers are having the same problem is I don't move around enough. I don't like run, and that's definitely like I do worry obviously about just I don't know having a random heart attack at some point, but I am trying to improve in that front, and COVID has been. For as much it's a curse, like living through COVID does like give you, makes you think about stuff like taking care of your body and things like that. So yeah, so far the pollution seems to be getting pushed down this way, so I think we'll be all right. And by pulling, like sucking the water up instead of just making water appear from the ground. I'm going to turn these off for now and see if we are getting enough water from the pump. We'll actually reduce the size of this flood water. Of course, most of it just gets pumped right back out to here because of all the pipes and stuff. Like, I think it's better though, like, see, it'll cause like all the flow to like go down a bit while we, you know, drink it up. Put a couple more in. And you can actually drink more water than you put back out into the environment, which can like help reduce the flooding. Did I just see like a power issue? Yep. Alright, let's wait until we have a little bit more money, and then I'll get like another oil power plant. God, I have so many. I guess because I built this out very quickly, so could pay this now, and that'll give me more money. Let's do it. More income coming in. But yeah, at this point, it's just kind of a matter of we're gonna build up our little like protective wall as high as we can. I'm really tempted to buy this tile, but I gotta remember, like whatever tile I'm buying is the very last tile, and this one is higher up. And has highway access. I mean, they're both pretty high, though. So if I bought this tile, I could build this up, and then we'd have a pretty effective wall. If I don't buy it, eventually it will fill up and spill out and fill this whole valley in. Now, the other option is I could build another wall going this way between this mountain and this mountain, which is a little bit more pricey, but that might not necessarily be the worst thing, because it means I get to eat more of the middle of the lake. I don't know. We'll watch it for a bit and see how it goes. Let's see. Yeah, I guess this has been kind of an episode. We talk about some like the consequences of global warming, and yeah, that's about it. I guess let's get. Do we want another high school? I don't, honestly. Alright, and I think we have enough water. Yeah, water and sewage are fine, so let's go ahead and smash these 2 water towers. We don't need them. It does probably mean we need to do that. just like kind of extend this pipe, make it a little bit more organized. And I probably should have done like this. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Whatever. Leave it be. But let's see. Where are we at in terms of? Ooh, we are. Oh wow, we are almost there. In fact, we're so close to it. Do I want to do like an extra long episode and just like finish this one? Sure. This is gonna be a long one. Hopefully it won't be another 2-hour one, but we're almost there. I mean, look. We've got 30 more. Well, actually, that can last a little long. That can be a bit of time. You know what? I'm gonna call it here, and next episode we'll be finishing off Floodlands, and we might do like a short episode or something. I don't know. We'll figure out the time, but I think this is a good little stopping point. Going forward, like all we're really doing at this point is we're gonna close this wall off. Cut these people out, like let it just kind of fill up with water up to the rim of this mega thing I'm putting in, and if we must, we'll buy like another tile, but I think that we will be able to keep this little section of the city safe. This part that I'm abandoning, so that'll be next episode. We'll seal that off and build out this little section here and just kind of wait it out and see how it goes. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and catch you all next time. Cheers.